Ms. Catalan, you have been in the DepEd for 30 years, correct?
Your Honor, 36 years.
How many cabinet secretaries have you been in?
I cannot remember, but the first cabinet secretary was Secretary Isumbing.
Were you even given envelopes during those times on different secretaries?
Your
Ms.
Honor, as
Catalan?
I mentioned earlier, there was no giving of envelopes
So-
in all these years except in 2023.
So therefore, only when the Vice President was the Secretary of DepEd.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You've got to realize that those 9 envelopes has a total amount of 225,000. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Powa, do you remember receiving an envelope that has about 200,000 in it?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, no. The simple answer is no. The biggest, if I need to share,
Yes, go
probably when one time nakwento ko nga na nag-reimburse ako because of the media party, no, for just to host the media for Christmas, I was given around 20 to 25 at that time, which was, well, to be candid, lower pa than what I made abono, but who are we to diba? So, but never, not definitely not 200, not 100,000, not 50,000.
Oh, Ms. Catalan, he was an undersecretary of DepEd, the spokesperson of the Vice President, yet he has not even received, that amount of money during his time. I would even guess that Yusek Escobedo and Yusek Mempin, who have received gifts, during your birthdays and Christmas, for example, you have not received that much, have you?
No, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
No. Yusek Escobedo?
No, Your Honor.
So, hindi po ba kayo nakakahalata na Ms. Catalan na napakalaki ng natanggap ninyo for, those 9 envelopes? More than all of this USEC here that have a higher position than you have?
No, Your Honor, kasi I do not have any information or I'm not aware that nakakatanggap or sino'y nakakatanggap at hindi.
Yeah, but you are aware of the law. You are aware of Republic Act. Republic Act, ano yun? 3019, which is actually, dito sa akin Republic Act 3019, Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices. You're aware of that, isn't it? You know that, isn't it?
Yes, Your
Alam mo
Honor.
yan? Okay, wala naman So, I mean, dapat nakikita na natin ngayon yan kung paano. That's the reason why I'm asking you na I would even guess that those envelopes you received were a form of pressure on your part to sign. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Your Honor, I would like to welcome to our hearing Honorable Charisse Ann C. Hernandez, representative of the Lone District of Calamba City. Thank you, ma'am, for attending.
Thank you. Yes, Congressman Mika.
Mr. Chair, just a quick follow-up for my interpellation earlier. I just wanted to ask COA once again. You mentioned that there was an AOM that has already been issued for the regular funds for 2023. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the AOM is issued on a quarterly basis when applicable. So apart from the AOM that you mentioned a while ago pertaining to the welfare goods, under supplies and materials? Are there other AOMs that have been issued since 2022 pertaining to regular funds of the OVP?
Yes,
Mr.
apart-
Tomawis,
Mr. Chair.
you're recognized.
Mr. Chair, apart from the two AOMs I mentioned for the welfare goods expenses and the Pagbabago campaign, we have other AOMs for other deficiencies noted during our audit period.
Mr. Chair, if I may request, Mr. Chair, for the committee to request a copy of those AOMs. I believe since we are talking about regular funds here, we no longer need to ask for a subpoena or issue a subpoena duces tecum as this pertains to regular funds, Mr. Chair.
May I be recognized, Mr. Chair?
Ano pa? Pakilakasan
I-clarify
po.
ko lang po kung anong period or anong audit period po for CY 2023, 2022,
Mr. Chair, if I may ask, fiscal year 2022, fiscal year 2023. From the from the third and fourth quarter of 2023, 22, and the however many quarters you've already audited for fiscal year 2023. Kasi what was the last quarter po that you audited?
year po, Mr. Chair. The last
So
the last
full
year
year.
po is 2023.
Okay.
Kasi po the AOMs that we saw on the confidential funds were on a quarterly basis eh. So pag regular fund po, one per year lang siya.
Continuous lang po siya, and every time na may makita kaming deficiencies, we communicate the results of our audit during the year po.
If that's the case, Mr. Chair, may I please request for all AOMs issued by the Commission on Audit with regard to regular funds of the Office of the Vice President from fiscal year 2022, 2020, and 2023, Mr. Chair.
COA, please take note of the manifestation of Congresswoman Mika Swansing.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Noted.
Meron pa po bang concern?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, please
follow-up
continue.
lang po. Mr. Chair, kanina lang po, I was thinking about the response of COA to one of the questions pertaining to the welfare goods. Kasi po, you mentioned in the AOM that was issued for the welfare goods, the main deficiency that was found there was a lack of a distribution list. May you please confirm that, Mr. Chair, on the part of COA?
I-broaden ko lang po na ang deficiencies is pertaining to the gaps on the existing guidelines on the distribution of welfare goods po, not on the distribution list per se.
Mr. Chair, may we please ask COA to enlighten us? What does it mean to be non-compliant with the guidelines with regards to distributions? Because it's, for me, it's a little bit alarming. Say, if there are two different things, if you talk about non-compliance with distribution guidelines, you can either be talking about non-compliance with internal controls, which you mentioned are receipts, distribution lists, etc. But on the other hand, there could also be deficiencies around supplying names of actual beneficiaries, in which case it is no longer an internal control issue, but rather a utilization issue, an accountability issue. So I just wanted, Mr. Chair, for COA to enlighten us kung ano po yung deficiencies nila when they say it's non-compliance with distribution policies, Mr. Chair.
If I may allowed po to read na lang po yung nasa report po namin.
Please do so.
So, in the review of welfare goods expenses amounting to 176 million for CY 2023, it revealed that due to gaps in the guidelines and procedures provided in the Office Order Number 2023-21 dated October 13, 2023, the guidelines on the receipt and distribution of welfare and control measures, various deficiencies in the distribution of welfare goods were noted. Then ito po yung mga deficiencies. First is the following documents needed to support the distribution of welfare goods were not required by the agency to be submitted. Then next, they are delayed preparation of
Mr. Chair,
financial.
mahaba pa ba yan? You can just submit that to us.
Medyo mahaba po,
Sige,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I already got what I wanted to hear actually, and which I actually hope not to hear, which was hindi nag-request yung agency ng documentation with regard to distribution. Tama po ba? Kasi ang ibig sabihin po nun, walang patunay na distribute po yung mga welfare goods. Yun po yung pagkakaintindi ko doon po sa sinabi nyo.
Bali po dun sa Mr. Chair, yung pong guidelines po sa existing guidelines po nila, hindi po nakalagay doon na kailangan isubmit itong mga documents na to. So we're in fact, kaya po namin nire-recommend na kailangan po i-include o i-improve po yung guidelines na i-include ito sa isasubmit sa amin to suffice po yung distribution of welfare goods.
So, Mr. Chair, ibig sabihin po ba nito, yung 176 million pesos na goods, welfare goods, mga relief goods, wala pong documentation kung sino ang nakatanggap at kung may nakatanggap ba talaga nitong mga distributed goods na ito?
Mr. Chair, hindi po lahat yung 176. That's the amount recorded expenses for welfare goods. But then there is some amounts po doon na may mga kulang or may mga deficiencies in documents. But then the rest mostly have distribution list po. So itong mga na-mention po namin dito sa report, nakalagay po dito is some, hindi po lahat ng 176. Because we also to manifest na hindi po kami 100% audit. So we audit on a sampling basis. So as much as we want to audit all of this, since mayroon kaming lack of manpower, so or due to the time constraint din po, because for the information of everybody, we just assume the office po but last March 2024. So
nabigyan po kayo ng envelope ni Vice President.
Your Honor, yung sinabi lang po sa akin ni Sec. Shine is that a form of gratitude.
What did you do? What did you do that would merit yung kuwan na yun? Na maging magpapasalamat sa iyo si Madam Fajarda or the Vice President. Ano po yung ginawa ninyo?
Maybe we're just doing our job in the accounting division, so maybe they were just very...
Naniniwala po ba kayo na sobre at pera ang award ng isang empleyado na efficient sa pagtrabaho po niya?
Maybe, Your Honor.
Huh? When you say maybe, it is being done in the department? Ganun po ba?
No, Your Honor, kasi
O kaya nga,
I cannot
anong
say
meron ka na ganun ang kwan sa iyo?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, hindi ko po masasagot kung ano ba meron.
Kasi ako, ang tingin ko, dahil ikaw ang head ng accounting division, kagaya ng maging head ng budget o mga head ng treasurer, it is your position. Kasi yung liquidation at saka clearing, dumadaan palagi sa inyo sa inyong mga opisina. Di ba? At no matter how you look at it, marami pong kalokohan sa liquidation at saka use of funds. Di po ba?
Yung regular transaction, we ensure na lahat po ng disbursement is duly supported by documentary requirements. But again, the confidential fund is quite different and the first time that we have in the department.
Whether it's confidential or regular funds, may mga kalokohan sa liquidation. Would you agree? Kasi ang daming kaso sa ombudsman na ganyan eh. So it's happening.
Honor, but in DepEd, basta regular transaction po, we ensure na lahat po ng transactions or disbursements are duly supported with supporting documents, and these are subject to post-audit naman po.
Hindi natin, I would ask you questions regarding the regular fund. tsaka sa procurement, but it's not the issue of the day. Ang issue kasi ngayon is the use of confidential funds. I would like to ask you that also. Pero ako, from my experience, nakikita ko na yung mga ganyan na pwesto, yun po yung nareregaluhan ng sobre. Either by the heads of office or by those who transact business with your office. Kasi the ombudsman cases would show that na nangyayari talaga. Hindi po ba kayo naniniwala ron?
Naniniwala po, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Nabante.
so Mr. Chair, when you speak of the regular budget of the Vice President, so are you able, meron ba kayong in-issue? Did you issue any notice of disallowances on some of the regular funding of the Vice President or no?
May I recognize, Mr. Chair?
Yes,
For the
Fahad,
audit
you're
of
recognized.
CY, calendar year 2023, we have not yet issue, or we do not issue any disallowances po.
Chairman,
Yes, Congressman Paduano.
in relation to the query asked by Vice Chair Abante, gusto ko na pong linawin ko kasi ang tanong ni Chairman Abante refers to, and your answer, I think now if I'm right, refers to other items. Kasi tapos na kayo doon sa notice of disallowance, di ba?
Yes, Mr.
Tapos na kayo doon.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Sagot mo kanina, question of notice of suspension, at saka, magkaiba yun.
Yes, Mr.
Ibang items yun.
Ibang-
Linawin na natin, but
yung
the
ibang-
subject, sandali po, let me finish first. But the subject matter of this investigation refers to the notice of disallowances that you issued. Di ba? Magkaiba yan, boss. Tapos na sila. Tapos na sila dito. They're waiting for the reply within 6 months.
Appeal po, Mr. Chair.
And the deadline will be on?
February 2024.
Oh, yun. Again, Mr.
February
Chair,
5.
I have pointed this out during the previous hearing. Pag EUM kasi, okay, you issue an EUM for the Confidential and Intelligence Fund for the Office of the Vice President. Nag-issue kayo ng EUM and they're allowed
15 days to
15
answer.
days. After 15 days, you validate the reply, then you issued a notice of disallowance.
Notice of suspension.
Notice of suspension if continuing.
Yes,
Tama,
yes,
di ba? Now, then after that, you issue a notice of disallowance.
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
now, kaya ang sagot dapat doon sa tanong ni Chairman Abante, tapos na kayo.
As to yung ND po, Mr.
Kaya
Chair.
nga Kaya nga kasi ang
Opo.
subject matter dito is all about the notice of disallowance.
Opo.
And we will talk about it again if somebody will file a resolution to further investigate on the point that you have raised with regards to the 3 items that is not yet final.
Opo.
Yung yung audit nyo, di ba?
Opo.
With regards to Confidential and Intelligence Fund.
Yes,
Tama.
Mr. Chair. Yes,
So
Mr.
malinaw
Chair.
po yun. That's why in aid of legislation with regards to this investigation, Mr. Chairman, again, I will just like to reiterate. Yung question of the timetable given to the agency with regards to the notice of disallowance is too long. Sabi nga nila, justice delayed, justice denied. Why it will take 6 months? Sige nga, bakit 6 months? Because they have already submitted all the necessary documents. And it turned out, in your investigation, in your audit, lumalabas na may mga problema. That's why you issue a notice of disallowance. Diba? Kaya Mr. Chairman, I hope question of the charter or MCs, no? Or even a bill or a law should be passed with regards to confidential and intelligence fund, Mr. Chairman, should be filed and passed by this Congress. Kasi, kaya nga ang question of, question daw ng proprietedness of this investigation,
Sa case lang po ng Confidential Intelligence Fund, we have to file a bill and pass a law with regards to it so that it cannot be abused anymore. And only those agencies of government that will be given such fund. And second is question of the COA, the mandate of COA. It should not be 6 months after issuing a notice of disallowance. It should be put as part of the provision of the charter or the mandate of COA, Mr. Chairman. Well, in fact, I will discuss later. Siguro nakapagandaan nyo na yung Memorandum Circular 97-002 in relation to the mandate of BTR, in relation to special cash advancement, in relation to SDOs. Yun yung mga bagay na dapat we have to legislate laws. Kasi kahit yung bonding law natin, napakatagal na yun. Di ba? And memorandum circulars lang ang pinapalabas natin. Well, in fact, may issue pa doon sa SALN. And I will discuss it later. But again, Mr. Chairman, just to point it out and for the record, question of notice of disallowance with regards to the confidential fund being tackled in this hearing was already settled. The question now is yung 6 months. Tama po? And you just wait. Because we have, again, if somebody will stand to deliver a privilege speech or file a resolution with regard to the continuing audit being made by your department, doon sa Confidential Intelligence Fund, and that's the time we will discuss again the 3 items you have mentioned. Tama?
Tama po, Mr. Chair. Na-confuse lang po ako kasi for the past how many hearings, ini-include po sila kasi yung nagtatanong tungkol dun sa subsequent AOMs. Kaya po, yun po yung nasabi ko.
And we cannot discuss it because the germane of this, of the privilege speech of the Honorable Valeriano is all about the documents you have submitted, the notice of disallowance. Tama?
Hindi lang po yun yung pinasubmit sa amin, Mr. Chair. Even 2023 po, pinasubmit sa amin.
But is it part of now the committee, the COA audit report that you have submitted? It is part of the notice of disallowance that being issued by COA?
It's a different period
Oh,
po.
kaya nga eh. Kaya sinasabi ko, we will discuss lang muna with regards to the notice of disallowance.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Which is, mamaya, magtatanong din ako dyan. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Congressman Abante, you're recognized.
With the query of Congressman Paduano and your answer of being able to finish all the investigations, and you said that medyo na-confuse ka lamang, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, you're telling it to us now with finality that all of the investigations for the Confidential Intelligence Fund of the Vice President is already finished. That's what you're saying?
No, Mr. Chair. Yung 2022 lang po, ang ND, yun na po yung last na touch ng ICFAO po. Yung 2023 po ng OVP at 2023 ng DepEd, yun po yung ongoing ang audit.
So meron pong ongoing na investigation on that.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kaya po
Okay.
sabi po ni Mr. Chair na yung ND lang po ang i-discuss. Kasi yung iba po, sabi po niya, ongoing pa po yung audit.
So you're giving that 6 months, no? The finished investigation and the ongoing investigation, 6 months, ganun po ba?
No, Mr. Chair. Yung 6 months is for the notice of disallowance po. Which is nasa rules po namin.
Mr. Chairman, 6 months for the office of the Vice President to comply and answer that notice of
Comply.
disallowance.
Oo.
And then, commission proper na.
To
The commission
appeal
proper,
po.
sorry?
To appeal po, yung proper term.
Kaya nga,
to
yung appeal, di ba?
Opo.
Then the commission proper after 6 months
They
will
will
decide.
rule on it po.
Pero Mr. Chair, ang sinabi niya kanina, natapos na yung 2022, di ba?
Yun po yung
Ang
subject
ongoing
ng
ngayon
ND.
is 2023 and 2024.
Wala pong 2020.
At 124. So therefore, ano yung sinasabi niyong 6 months na notice of disallowances na kino-comply dapat ng Vice President?
Yung confidential funds po ng 2022 ng OVP, umabot na po siya sa notice of disallowance. So from the time that we issued the notice of disallowance, they have 6 months po to file their appeal with the commission proper ng COA. Yung iba pong dinidiscuss natin pertains to confidential funds ng 2023 po, hindi pa po yun notice of disallowance. Na AOM pa lang po siya, kaya hindi pa po siya comparable dun sa ND ng 2022 na subject to appeal na po.
Mr. Chair, Congressman Acop made a statement kanina about cash advances that was made. Ano? So, let me ask, ilang cash advances yon na ginawa nila?
4 po sa Office of the Vice President and 3 po sa DepEd.
And all of those are deposited sa Land Bank, correct?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Land Bank, did you allow cash advances? Do you allow cash advances?
Sino po ang sasagot sa Land Bank?
Is that one of the rules? Do you allow cash advances?
AVP, Campo Sano, you are recognized.